This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel 1970-73 Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler YouTube channel.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 1970-73 Carryover League opening day in the American League today. We've got an opener with the Orioles and the Expos. Unusual matchup for the era. Expos, of course, relocated into the American League North. And the Orioles will be playing the second place schedule as Boston won the division last year. As it turns out, the Expos were in second place behind the Detroit Tigers in their division, though they had a losing record, as did the Ohio Players, as did the Cleveland Indians. So, three teams in that division with a losing record, and the Orioles draw the Expos. This offseason, the Orioles ended up sending Frank Robinson to the Expo rival Indians in a deal, as he was deemed getting older. Where we heard this before, Baltimore? Wasn't that what Cincinnati said when they dealt him to you? Oddly enough, you ended up getting Milt Pappas in the offseason this year. Very strange sort of synchronicity here. Al Bunbury will be replacing Frank Robinson in right field for Baltimore. Aside from that, everything else seems to come back intact from a wild card team last year. And the Expos are still suffering from the bumps and bruises of an expansion team, as you might expect. Led by, of course, Rusty Staub as the best player on this team. But they are improving their pitching nicely, as Steve Rogers was taken with a 73 card. Anyway, today's opener in Burlington Expos playing across the border, Canadian border, in Lake Champlain and Burlington, Vermont. The Orioles at the Expos. Today's starting pitchers for the Orioles: Mike Cuellar. His 72 card deemed better than his 70 and 71 cards, even though they won more games. But that's because the Orioles won more games. And for the Expos, it's Bill Stoneman. Nice little card for him in 1971. Let's get started. Leading off for the Orioles is Don Buford. 49 is a walk off Stoneman. Buford's a beef stealer. They have John Bateman, a nice throwing arm catcher, -2 arms, so he'll stay put at first base. Paul Blair, 1-6 is a K. Al Bunbury, 55 is a walk. 2 on for Roy. Hats off to Roy Foster. Traded in the offseason. Let's take a look at Roy Foster. So this is who the Orioles got in the trade with the Indians as part of the Frank Robinson deal. Basically just a one-year stopgap DH type. Hopefully he can produce the home runs that Robinson did and not much else. He doesn't have nearly any of the defense that Frank did. And he is probably the most powerful right-handed hitter, along with Paul Blair. Most of the power comes from the left side with Boog Powell. Anyway, here's Roy Foster, 2 on, 1 out. His first Oriole at-bat. Here we go. 48 is ball 4. Bill Stoneman is wild in the first frame. 3 walks and a K. Bases loaded, 1 out. And here is, let's show the card now, for your 1970 American League MVP, Boog Powell. Last year we get to use this wonderful card for Boog. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch to Boog Powell. 68 is a sac fly to center. The Orioles get on the board. 2 on, 1 out. 2 on, 2 out for Brooks Robinson. 2-7 lines to short. Bottom of the first. Leading off is Boots Day. 47's a strikeout. Ron Brand, 38, single 1 to 12. Rolls a 13, just misses the hit. And the Orange Grand, Rusty Staub, the Big Orange, 55, rolls to second base. Top of 2. Mares Eat Oats and Johnny Oats, 33, pops to short. Bobby Gritch, 4-4. Homer 1-8, double off the Stoneman card. That's a double. Second baseman today, on opening day, will be Curt Bleffrey with Davey Johnson available. They decided to get an extra left-handed bat in off of Stoneman. So here's Bleffrey, 66. It's a sky to right, and with 2 outs, back up top with Don Buford. 2-4, rolls to third. Bottom of the second, Bob Bailey, 2-9. Single 1-2, and that he gets the single on a single 1-2. John Bateman, 1-9, a base at the left field for Bateman. 2 on, nobody out, and it's Rich McKinney. 2-9 is a 6-4-3 double play. Runner goes to third for Ron Fairley. 39 pops to second base. We go to the third. Paul Blair, 6-12, rolls to the pitcher. Al Bunbury, 56 is a K. Roy Foster, 66 is a strikeout. Bottom of the third. Sid O'Brien, 6'10", catcher's card. Johnny Oates, a 3-4 catcher, makes the play. Bobby Wine, 4'11", right X. Now this is Foster's a 4E10. Remember we said he's not the glove of Frank Robinson. That's a 2-base error. Runner at second for Boots Day. 2-7's a walk. 2 on, 1 out for Ron Brand. 3-11 pops to second, and with 2 outs, it's Rusty Staub. 38 grounds to first. We go to the fourth. It's Boog Powell. Grounds to short. Bobby Wine is a 2E20. And he makes the play. Brooks Robinson, 48, ball 4. Johnny Oates, 2-7, is a base hit to center field. 2 on, 1 out for Gritch, 55, bounces to second X. This is McKinney, a 4E19 at second base. And he boots the ball. That'll load him for Curt Bleffrey. They're going to play back, hoping for a Bleffrey double play. 56 is a strikeout. And with 2 outs, it's Buford. 2-7. Let's take a look at Don Buford's card. His wonderful 1971 card. His best year with the Orioles, a 290 with 19 home runs, plenty of walks. 2-7 is double 1-6, single dot, and that is a 2-run, 2-out single, 2 unearned runs, and it's 3-0 Baltimore. Runners on the corners now for Paul Blair. 2-4, skies to center. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Bob Bailey. 39 is a walk. John Bateman, 68 off of Cuellar. Double 1-7, single dot dot. That's a double off the Cuellar card. Interesting. Second and third. Rich McKinney, 210. Grounds to short. That'll score a run. And it's a 3-1 game with runner at second and 1 out. Ron Fairley, 1-9, rolls to second. The runner goes over to third with 2 outs for Sid O'Brien. 2-9 is a walk. Runners in the corners for Bobby Wine. 64 off Cuellar is a walk. Wow. It's not that great a card as you would think. For a 108 whip for Cuellar, he has a automatic homer on 10, homer double on 9, 8, double 1-7 on 6, a walk on 8 and 4. He does dominate against lefties, but it's only 18%. So highly questionable card here. Boots Day, 2-6, ball 4, and we have a 3-2 game. We've walked in some runs. We've had a run on 3 walks in the first, and now we have a run, or 2 runs, on 4 walks in this inning. So the bases are still loaded with 2 outs after walking in a run. Here's Ron Brand. 57 is a K. 3-2 Orioles, top of the 5th. Al Bunbury's your batter, 1-7. Nice. Let's take a look at the Al Bunbury rookie card of 1973. 1/7 is triple 1/19. My goodness, he had 11 triples and under 400 plate appearances. That'll give you a triple 1/19 on 1/7 just about every time there. Free base hit. Roy Foster. 1/3. Right B question mark. This is Bunbury. 17, 18, 19. Going to run against the cannon arm of Stahl, -4, makes it 1/15. Has to run on the 15. And he scores on a 9. So, Rusty was unable to fully load up on that one. It's 4-2 Baltimore with Boog Powell up. 1-5. Boog Powell. That is gone. Saw the card earlier. One of his 35 bombs in 1970, and it's 5-2 Orioles. Brooks Robinson. 48 is a walk. Johnny Oates. 38 is a walk. Orioles, one of their great attributes is the on-base percentage of this team is out of this world. Bobby Grich, 55, second X. McKinney's a 40-19, that's a ground ball C. The runners move up to second and third with 2 outs for Curt Bleffrey. 35 is a fly ball to right for Curt Bleffrey. With a 5-2 lead and halfway through the game, Dave Johnson's going to take over at second base for Bleffrey, who got some nice at-bats there. Bottom of the 5th, let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay. Bottom of the 5th. It'll be Rusty Staub. 47's a K. Bob Bailey, 54, lines the first. John Bateman, 4'11", flies to right X. And again, this is Foster, 4E10 in right field. That time he makes the catch. All right, top of the 6th. It'll be Don Buford for the Orioles. Up 5-2. 69, rolls the second. Paul Blair, 5'10", catcher's card. The catcher, Bateman, is a, let's see, 3E9. And that is an error on the catcher. Blair's an ace stealer. He might try stolen base here, even though he's got a -2 arm, and he's thrown out stealing. So Bateman allows the runner to reach, and then he throws him out at second. There you go. Al Bunbury with 2 outs, 59, bounces to second. This is McKinney again, a 4E19, makes the play. All right, Expos, down 3 in the 6th against Cuellar. They got through in one of the innings. And here we have Rich McKinney leading off. 48 is a walk. Ron Fairley, 58, as a lefty, is single 1 of 14, line to short. And he rolls a 15. Big break for Cuellar. Misses the single chance on his card. Sid O'Brien, 55, second C. Runner goes to second with 2 outs. For Bobby Wine, 68, double 1 to 7. And you let the 32 bat of Bobby Wine get a 2-out double off of the Cuellar card. Wow. So we have 1, 2, 4 hits for the Expos, and 2 of them are off Cuellar's card. That does not portend well for Cuellar as he plays against the heavyweights in the league this year. Runner at second with 2 outs, and it's Boots Day. 1-4, rounds to first. All right, we go to the 7th of a 5-3 game. Bill Stoneman's a starter 9, Cuellar's a starter 8. Roy Foster, 59, short X. This is Bobby Wine's a 2E20 at short, and he makes the play. Defensive replacements for the Orioles, frankly, they have Echebarren as a catcher and Davey Johnson second base. That's it. They have a hole in the outfield, in right field, where they had Frank Robinson, because Bunbury is a 4 and Foster's a 4 and Kurt Motton's also a 4, so they can't really patch that. Boog Powell, his big homer, is the difference. 69, rolls a second. And with 2 outs, it's Brooks Robinson. 2-6, pops the third. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 5-3 game. Ron Brand leading off for the Spos. 310 flies to left. Rusty Staub, 2-8, grounds the second. Bob Bailey. 1-9 is a strikeout. 5-3 in the 8th inning. How long are we going to go for these guys? Well, my starter, I usually let him go deep in games so I don't tax the bullpen if needed later in the series. Plus, Stoneman's a starter 9. However, I don't like to have guys get complete games when they give up 5 runs. So, this might be Stoneman's last inning. Face the bottom of the Oriole lineup. Johnny Oates, 58, is a K. Bobby Grich, 55, second X. Rich McKinney's had a busy day. He's a 4, makes the play. And now Davey Johnson, 66, is a K. Nice finish for Stoneman through 8. It's been the walks that have hurt both guys. Bottom of the 8th, 2-run lead. Now you got to start thinking about if Cuellar were to break in this inning. We have Dick Hall and Grant Jackson available. Bill Wilson's the righty, gets lefties out, nice option. Jim Harden's a long guy. They spent a lot on Grant Jackson to make him their closer, so we might see him today. John Bateman leads off in the bottom of the 8th. 5-12 is a strikeout. Rich McKinney, 57's a K, and with 2 outs. Ron Fairley, 2-8 is a grounder to short. We'll go to the 9th, and we'll be the top of the Oriole lineup. And I think they're going to swing it over to the south side here. They're going to bring in John Morris in the 9th. This is actually a pretty good pitcher here. 4-3, but 3.95 ERA. Actually did that with the Brewers in 70. He ended up here on the Expos. Top of the lineup, it's Don Buford. 43 off Morris. First X. This is Ron Fairley, more than capable fielding first baseman. He is a 2-8 at first base, makes the play. Paul Blair. 2-7 for Blair is a single to right field. Now you have Bunbury. Doesn't hit lefties that well, and Morris dominates lefties. And do they even think about pinch hitting Kurt Motton here? Well, the problem is if you pinch hit Kurt Motton, they'll go right to a righty. And that wouldn't be good for Motton. So, I think Bunbury's going to hit and run here. And moves the runner up in the role of an 8. So we have a runner at second with 2 outs, and here's Foster. 111 grounds to third. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Expos are right there, 5-3, bottom of the 9th. Cuellar's still in there. No danger of breaking. Dick Hall and Grant Jackson are warming. You've got the bottom of the lineup. You have Sid O'Brien, a 196 hitter. Bobby Wine, a 232 hitter. If they can somehow, if one of those goons can get on base, make it interesting for the top half, would be nice. Sid O'Brien leads off in the bottom of the 9th. 310 is a fly to left. Bobby Wine. Is a pinch hit an option here? Well, J.C. Martin's a lefty who can't hit lefties. Same with Mac Jones. Gary Sutherland is available, though the reason he's on the bench is he doesn't hit lefties very well at all. So we'll let Bobby Wine and his RBI double bat here in the 9th. 110 lines to short. And with 2 outs, it'll be Boots Day. 42 off of Cuellar is a fly ball to right field. And that's your ball game. 5-3 final. Cuellar does go the distance. Got to learn about his card a little bit today. He might not, well, he's definitely not as good as a 69 Cuellar card. And he's going to have his work cut out for him when he goes up against the Oakland A's and the other dominant, particularly the Red Sox and the Tigers, the other dominant teams in the American League. But for now, the Orioles get an opening day win on the road. John Morris gave up a hit. Stone takes a loss, 5 hits and 5 runs. We have only 3 of those are earned. A lot of walks and strikeouts, 6 of each. Doesn't get a complete game. Cuellar does. He gave up 4 hits and 3 runs. They were all earned. The walks again, also 6 walks and 6 strikeouts. Doesn't happen very often, folks. Each pitcher walked and struck out 6 batters. He gets a complete game. 1009, 0109, 5634, 5, 6, 3, 4, 6, 6, 6, 6. That's game 1. Baltimore at the Expos. So, if the series were to go 5 games, we will give you some live action from that 5th game. Otherwise, we'll report back at the end of the video with the overall result of the series. We've now, though, can look at the league numbers, and 32 games have been played. Now, the league is hitting .270 with a .389 team ERA. And that'll do it today from the Expo land. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.